Good morning. It is Friday, March 21st. Here's what we're working on this morning. Niagara police are looking for a man accused of a carjacking that led to a deadly crash in St. Catharines.
London's Heathrow Airport is closed after a fire affecting more than 1,000 flights worldwide.
And a new reality dating show is coming to CHCH. And a very good morning to you, Simone Gavros.
Good morning, Annette Hom. I'm very happy to be on the desk today. It's so exciting.
It's the first time we've ever worked together on the desk.
Yes.
Wow.
Usually
cool.
I'm 30 kilometers away, but today right beside you, next door.
Very
and Brian,
cool.
of
Very
course,
cool.
too.
Yeah, very nice to have you here. Well, welcome to Friday.
Yes.
Yay!
You picked a good day.
We made it. I know.
Yeah, you did. Yes. We all have bigger smiles on Friday for some strange reason.
Why is that?
Yeah, 21st of March, and what a completely different morning this morning than yesterday morning at this time. We were 13 yesterday morning at this time. We are now -2. So what a difference a day makes. And we do have a wind chill this morning of -6. So it's a chilly start to the day. We are going to climb to 6 degrees, which is around seasonal for this time of year. And we're going to have the sunshine. So enjoy the sun today, because tomorrow it's going to be clouds, it's going to be showers, possible flurries later as the temperature drops. So we'll talk about that coming up. Looking at traffic, quick check, because it's Friday and there's nothing going on. 403 Waterdown Road is doing fine, so that looks good. All the way around the Hamilton area, no problem. Red Hill Creek camera, Toronto bound away from us, looks good. Toronto bound now towards us, top of the Skyway. And here's east of Brodie, Toronto bound towards us. No problems on the road so far today. Please be careful. We'll look at weather and traffic coming up in a few minutes. Right now, the news.
Okay, thanks very much. Well, an update to a story that Simone first brought us yesterday. Niagara police are looking for a man after a carjacking and a fatal hit and run in St. Catharines. Now, at this point, 38-year-old Matthew Morris of St. Catharines is wanted for robbery. Detectives say a man approached a vehicle in a parking lot near Scott and Niagara Streets in St. Catharines. Well, the driver was inside a store. The passenger got out after being verbally threatened, and then the suspect drove off in a high rate of speed. Now, the stolen Audi was later involved in a fatal hit and run about an hour later, killing a 31-year-old man from St. Catharines. Detectives believes that Morris sustained a major head injury in the crash, resulting in blood loss. Further charges are expected.
Niagara police are searching for a missing 38-year-old man from Grimsby. Peter Henderson was last seen on March 12th in the area of Klein Mountain Road and Main Street West in Grimsby. He's described as a white man with short, dark hair and brown eyes. He's 5'8" and has a slender build, and his means of transportation are believed to be by foot. Police say he was last seen wearing a dark gray jacket, a red toque, and jogging pants with brown snow boots. He was also carrying a blue duffel bag. Anyone with information is asked to contact police.
One of the world's busiest airports, London Heathrow, is going to be closed all day today. A huge fire at a nearby power station is disrupting flight schedules around the world. Flight Radar 24 says at least 120 inbound flights to Heathrow had to divert to other airports. It's reported at least 1,300 flights to and from Heathrow will be impacted today, and that doesn't include potential cancellations or delays because of aircraft being out of position. London Heathrow says it expects significant disruptions for the next several days and is advising passengers not to travel to Heathrow until it reopens. Power has been knocked out to thousands of homes and businesses in West London as well.
Prime Minister Mark Carney is hosting Canada's premiers this afternoon in Ottawa. The session is expected to be a chance to discuss creating a single Canadian economy instead of 13 separate ones. It comes as provinces deal with the impact of tariffs from the United States and China. The meeting comes days before Carney is expected to launch a federal election campaign, with a vote expected as early as April 28th.
Now, sources say Prime Minister Carney is going to ask the Governor General to dissolve Parliament, triggering that election call on Sunday. But it already feels a lot like a campaign is underway, with all three main party leaders making the rounds yesterday. NDP leader Jagmeet Singh was in Hamilton, Conservative leader Pierre Poilievre was in Quebec, and the new Liberal Prime Minister Mark Carney was in Edmonton. All three are touting what they would do to deal with U.S. President Donald Trump.
I don't think we know what he's going to do next. I don't think anyone knows what he's going to do next. I don't think he knows what he's going to do next. He wants to create chaos, and he really wants to hurt people.
We will be less reliant on the Americans. We will be self-reliant, sovereign, and stand on our own 2 feet while we stand up to the Americans and stand up for ourselves.
In this time of crisis is that the government needs a strong and clear mandate. We're offering a positive vision for the country, a vision of action.
Now, the electoral projection site 338 Canada shows the Liberals are expected to win 39% of seats, the Conservatives 37%, with the NDP a distant third.
The Toronto Star says the federal Conservative leader called Ontario's PC Premier asking for advice. Pierre Poilievre called Premier Doug Ford on Monday to offer congratulations more than 2 weeks after his re-election. Sources tell the Star the conversation was stilted and awkward. Publicly, Premier Ford has said he's staying out of the federal election campaign, adding he's willing to work with whoever is leading the federal government.
Well, excitement is building for Arkel's big rally this summer. Last night, though, fans got an intimate show at home. Now, the first rally kicked off in 2018, and it got even bigger in 2022. Arkels are bringing rally back on June 21st.
Let's talk about later this summer. Let's talk about the rally. It's going to be the last two were obviously insane. What are you expecting for this one? You've got some other bands joining you, some friends, new, old.
Yeah, so we have some friends of ours, Valley and Seago, who are great Canadian bands. Because we're buying Canadian right now. There is one other band, Portugal the Man. They're not from Portugal. They're from Alaska, but they hate the American government, so they're allowed to come play too.
General ticket sales for this summer's show go on sale this morning at 10 o'clock.
Well, the Juno Awards are returning to Hamilton next year. The ceremony will be taking place inside the city's newly renovated downtown Hamilton Arena. The 55th edition of Canada's biggest night of music will kick off Thursday, March 26th with Juno's Week, gearing up for the big show on Sunday, March 29th. This will be the 7th time Hamilton has hosted the Junos after it last came to the city in 2015.
Well, for the first time, a woman is going to hold what is considered to be the biggest job in global sports. Kirsty Coventry has been elected president of the International Olympic Committee. The sports minister from Zimbabwe is also the first person from Africa to hold the post. Coventry won in the first ballot, beating out 6 other candidates. Her 8-year mandate heading the IOC will include steering the Olympics through the political challenges of the 2028 Summer Games in Los Angeles and choosing the host city for the 2036 Games.
To sports now, and we start off with hockey, where the Toronto Maple Leafs were in New York to take on the Rangers.
The Rangers and the Toronto Maple Leafs. Thank you, Ty. In comes Tavares, and he scores. Oh, man, what a shot by John Tavares.
Now, John Tavares scored twice and added an assist, and Anthony Stolarz made 27 saves as Toronto defeated the Rangers 4-3. Bobby McMahon and Matthew Nyes also scored to help Toronto win its 3rd straight game. The Leafs will now visit Nashville to take on the Predators tomorrow night, while the Rangers take on the Vancouver Canucks.
Bob Horvat scored his 2nd goal of the game only 3 minutes into overtime to lift the New York Islanders past Montreal for their 3rd straight win. Ilya Sorokin had 38 saves, and his first 2 assists of the season. He's the first Islanders goalie with multiple points in a game. The Canadiens' Brendan Gallagher scored a goal to help Montreal gain some ground in the wild card race. The Islanders have now moved within 2 points for the second wild card playoff spot in the Eastern Conference.
To the NBA now, where the Toronto Raptors headed into their final game of a road trip against the Golden State Warriors.
Shed gets a running start. Butler saved the day! Butler with a block! They got a foul. They foul Butler in the backcourt.
Jimmy Butler had 18 points, 11 rebounds, and 12 assists for his second triple-double with Golden State. And the Warriors held on to beat the Toronto Raptors 117-114 last night. Raptors' Scotty Barnes had 29 points and 10 rebounds for the Raptors. He will quickly scored 21, while Jakob Poeltl added 18 points and 8 rebounds.
Golden State Warriors star Steph Curry's playing status is uncertain because of a pelvic injury in last night's win over the Raptors. Curry, who was returning to the court after sitting out Tuesday to rest, got hurt while driving for a layup late in the third quarter. He landed hard on his tailbone.
The Boston Celtics are entering a new era, and it won't come cheap. An investor group led by William Chisholm is buying the NBA team for $6.1 billion US. The deal still has to be approved by the NBA's Board of Governors, but if it does pass, it'll be the highest amount of money ever spent on a sports franchise in North America. This surpasses the $6.05 billion sale of the NFL's Washington Commanders back in 2023. This sale would give Boston its first new owner in more than 20 years.
Let's go. It's 11 minutes after 6 o'clock into a Friday morning here, and we'll start with traffic, then we'll get to our forecast for today and the weekend. Now, no problems on the roads. 403 Waterdown Road, that's our camera, moving nicely, nothing to see right there. All the way around Hamilton, we're doing all right. Let's go into St. Catharines. We'll check some MTO traffic cameras. Here's the QEW at Ontario Street, nothing there. Red Hill Creek camera still looks good, so you're heading toward the Skyway Bridge away from us. Here's the 403 Junction. Basically, it's right around Brant Street, so coming out of Hamilton doing fine. East of Royal Windsor through Oakville, Mississauga at Etobicoke Creek. Well, that's the way it looks this morning. Not a lot happening. Temperature, it's changing. We are now -3, so the temperature has been falling, continues to fall this hour. -3. The winds are thankfully fairly light. The west at 7 makes it feel like -5. The sky is fairly clear, just a few clouds, but those clouds will clear and we'll have a sunny day today, but it's going to be windy again. It'll be a southwest wind. It'll be gusting 30 to 50, but we should climb to about 6 degrees for the day today, which is around seasonal, so we'll take that for the 21st of March. Low pressure system leaving us. What we're getting now is some clearing, and that's going to take place throughout the morning, continue for the day today, and then tonight, that frontal boundary goes across us, triggers off some clouds, some showers. We'll have some showers early in the day tomorrow, but the temperature will fall during the day, so that precipitation could become some flurry activity later in the day. But today, temperatures not bad, 6, 7, 8, even 9 degrees in some areas. Everybody enjoying the sunshine today. Tonight will start off to be fairly clear, and then clouds and showers, but we'll stay on the mild side. 4 and 5 degrees for the Horseshoe, 3 and 0 a little further away from the lake, but skies will, as I said, become cloudy with that shower activity, but staying on the mild side. And then tomorrow we'll start off with some mild temperatures, and then the temperatures will sink to these values, +1 and 0 later in the day. So the showers could cycle into some flurries as the temperature gets chillier. So as you step out the door, 21st of March, we have mainly clear skies, light winds, temperature right now -3, wind chill about -7. All right, we'll look at the long-range forecast coming up. Annette, Simone, first time I've said that.
Thank you, Brian. Okay, coming up after the break, we're going to check in with Emily Vukovic for a preview of what's to come in Chit Chat. And in business news, both the federal and municipal governments are taking steps to improve housing affordability. Good morning to Emily Vukovic. What's coming up in Chit Chat today?
Hi, good morning. We are taking a look at a new film, Bob Trevino, likes it. I watched this trailer yesterday and I was captivated. But no one's really heard of it. Have you guys heard of it?
No.
No. See, it's like one of those unknown good ones, I think. 4 farmers are looking for love in a brand new dating show that's airing right here on CHCH. We chatted with the farmers. We're going to bale some hay, I think.
That one sounds interesting. I'm excited to see what that one's about.
Yeah.
I just can't wrap my head around it. And later this morning, Disney has confirmed plans for Coco 2.
I love Coco.
Same.
Me too.
Same.
Yeah.
We will discuss.
Such a lovely movie. Okay, thanks very much. We'll see you on the couch. Okay, in business news, the Canadian dollar this morning is up in overseas trading 13 basis points to 69.83 cents U.S. Gold has dropped more than $4 an ounce, and crude oil is up 6 cents to $68.13 a barrel. Midday trading in Europe, markets are down a bit in London, Frankfurt, and Paris.
Over in Asia, markets were down across the board in Tokyo, Hong Kong, and Shanghai. And in North American markets, they didn't move much yesterday. The TSX lost 8 points, the Dow dropped 11, and the Nasdaq closed 59 points lower. U.S. stock futures are lower in pre-market trading this morning.
Prime Minister Mark Carney says the Liberal government is going to scrap the GST for first-time homebuyers who purchase a home below $1 million.
This can provide up to $50,000 in savings for families entering the housing market. It means that buyers will need to save less for a deposit and they'll be able to move in sooner.
And Carney says that would also increase the supply of housing by spurring on new construction. This announcement in Edmonton comes 2 days before it is widely expected that he's going to dissolve Parliament, which will prompt an election call.
The city of Hamilton made its own housing announcement. Construction is set to begin on a new project at 60 Caledon Avenue, which will bring 261 new units to the site of the former Mountain Secondary School.
We started this project 6 years ago when the city made the former school site available at a lower than market rate for affordable housing.
Victoria Park Community Homes is leading the construction. 57% of those units will be affordable, which includes 105 units classified as deeply affordable. Another 112 units will be rented at market rate. Construction is expected to be done by the end of 2027.
Hudson's Bay is back in court today seeking approval to liquidate all of its stores. Canada's oldest company says it needs to sell everything because it doesn't have any money. Lawyers for landlords, suppliers, and employees, though, have opposed the liquidation request because they will lose out on payments and they feel it will give the company little room to revive itself. 9,300 people could be out of work. They also face a lot of uncertainty about their pensions and their benefits.
The Bank of Canada may change how it sets its benchmark interest rate. Governor Tiff Macklem says tariff uncertainty is making long-term forecasting much more difficult. He says the economy started strong this year with inflation under control and growth picking up. Macklem says it's unfortunate that Canada won't stay on that road for long, largely because of sweeping tariffs imposed by the United States earlier this month. He says the Canadian response to impose import taxes on billions of dollars in U.S. goods isn't helping either.
Okay, taking a quick break right now. Brian will be back with your traffic and your 7-day forecast. Of course, it includes the weekend.
Good morning, 6:23, and we're off, and some say completely, into this Friday morning. Let's check the QEW at Niagara Street, St. Catharines. Not a lot going on through St. Catharines this morning, and actually the roads are fairly dry all the way around the Horseshoe. Top of the Skyway Bridge still looks good. Here's east of Bronte, so Toronto-bound lanes are coming towards us. Nothing at Sheridan. We'll dip into the 403 at Glen Erin Drive. You can see it's Friday, so volumes are usually a little bit lighter on Friday. Please take it carefully. Check our temperature, though, this morning. We're a lot chillier this morning than yesterday morning. We're sitting at -3, wind chill about -7 right now. Same for Mississauga, -1 Toronto, but on the freezing mark for Grimsby. So we'll talk about seasonals. 5 for the daytime high. -3 for the overnight low, so we're sitting at seasonal, even though it's chilly. And those are our sun times and records for today. And yes, we will have the sun for the day today. We're going to see -2 for the first bell and 5 degrees for after school, but we will continue to climb to 6 degrees for later on. So that's the forecast high for the day today in the sunshine. Tonight will be milder, 4 degrees, but the clouds will roll in and we'll get some showers overnight. But tomorrow, the temperature falls. So we could get some showers early in the morning and then cycling over into some flurries as that temperature hits the freezing mark later. Back to sun on Sunday, but a high of only 2, so it'll be a chilly day. And then showers on Monday. Temperatures stay below seasonal Tuesday, Wednesday, and Thursday with chance of showers for a couple of days there. That's your forecast. Annette, Simone.
Okay, thanks very much, Brian. Well, experts say acts of kindness can make you happier even than making more money.
The World Happiness Report is released each year on the International Day of Happiness. It's a global analysis on happiness and well-being. This year's report paid special attention to acts of benevolence and people's expectations of their communities. We're talking about acts like donating money, volunteering, and doing a nice thing for a stranger. The data suggests 70% of the world's population did at least one kind thing in the last month. Annette, what kind of kind things did you do in the last month?
That could be anything from like leaving a door open to somebody, or letting somebody in traffic, or
that's a good one.
Paying an order forward in the drive-thru.
That's true.
Yeah.
I was saying I found what I thought was a lost dog on the road, and I was like going to save him, and turns out he was just roaming around. His owner just let him go free.
Oh,
so my intention was there to save the dog.
That's good. That's good.
But he was fine. It was all good there. But yeah, that's just some kind of things. But I like the one about giving coffee. That's a good one.
I like that. You always kind of go, oh, okay, I hope it's not a huge order, but if it is, that's okay too.
Yes.
Because it's always such a nice treat. Have you ever had that done to you?
Yes.
Yeah.
It's always kind. And I tried to pay for the person behind me as well,
Yes,
but it turned out the person who initiated this already paid for everybody in the line.
Really?
I just did like a backfill of everybody coffee payments. So
that's all right.
I was very thankful for that one.
Okay, let's see if we can get a chain of that started today, maybe.
Let's get that started today. That'd be great.
We've got lots more to come after the break.